Welcome, Mama Bears. We have another week of activities for you. I'm Hillary from Mama Bear Apologetics, and since last week we had me and Elizabeth, who actually don't have kids but have worked with kids, and then we had a boy mom, Lindsay. I'm sorry, not Lindsay, Amy. We got boy mom, Amy. We thought we need to get a girl mom, so we brought our good friend Lindsay in here with us. That Lindsay's got 3 girls, Amy's got 3 boys, so we've got the whole Brady Bunch going on right there.
We do. We even have the squares.
I know, got the squares. 3 boys of her own. So anyway, so we're going to be talking about everything from both perspectives, because they are different perspectives, I have to say. So today on Movie Monday, we are talking about Frozen 1, and there are a lot of themes. Again, I want to remind y'all, we're not saying that these are movies we recommend, these are good Christian movies. You're going to find bad stuff in almost every movie that you watch. So we're talking about movies that a lot of kids have already seen, or it's just a popular kids movie, and say, how can we talk about these movies within a biblical mindset? And so we are going to be talking about Frozen 1 today, and we're talking about love word. Because there are a lot of different love themes in this, and there's different types of love themes. We've got the love kind of the way Olaf describes it. We got love the way, oh golly, I forget this every time, Anna and Hans.
Of the Southern Isles.
Yes, from the Southern Isles.
Sounds so regal.
There's, even, love between Kristoff and Kristoff. Well, that makes it easy. That's right. Anna. Yeah, and there's all these different love themes. So we're going to talk about those. And so from starting out from a boy mom perspective, I think one of the loves that we have is this self-sacrificial love and this protective kind of love. So Amy, what do you want to say to us about boy love and how that's shown in this movie?
Yeah, boy love is cute, especially from a young age. My guys they totally got the thing of, mom or girls are the princesses. And so the boys, they get their swords and they defend. I don't know, maybe they just wanted to have swords, but they totally understood that sacrificial love. And that's one thing that Frozen does really well, is it shows that the ultimate power is within sacrificial love. And as Christians, obviously we say yes, because this is gospel. This is why you have people, like if you watched Inside Out and you saw Bing Bong, when he let Joy go, he was sacrificing himself, and that everybody was crying in the theater. And it's because they're crying because it's gospel. It's that sacrificial love. And you see that with Anna. She's trying to save herself from becoming frozen, but she realizes that if she doesn't get out there, her sister is going to be lost. And so she says, forget about me, I have to save my sister. And so she goes out and, she puts her hands up and stops it. And of course she's lost in the process. And I mean, it breaks Elsa's heart, but you see that beautiful sacrificial love that, is just really easy for kiddos to grasp, that they see that's what has the ultimate power. And it's awesome. I love that in Frozen.
Yeah. Yeah. What about from a girl mom, Lindsay? What are some of the motifs that you notice the most?
Yeah, so Olaf, right? Like everybody loves Olaf.
Everybody does.
Everybody. I haven't met a single person that doesn't love Olaf. If you don't, well, I don't know.
If you don't love Olaf, there's something wrong with you.
There's something wrong.
You just don't know how to love in general.
But Olaf is just like this loving character from the very beginning. Elsa creates him to sort of be a companion for Anna and Elsa during their playtimes. And he loves warm hugs. And it reminds us how healing love and how healing hugs can be. If you hug somebody for 20 seconds, that really can start to change the way their brain is reacting to certain emotions.
Yes, it can. My husband and I even count it out sometimes.
Yeah,
we'll be like, 1, 2.
And I do that with
we got to get the 20-second hug.
Counting. You've got to, and sometimes that turns into a minute, and you're just really bonding in that connection and growing that connection between the two, and really relating the type of love that Olaf illustrates with your kids, and showing them like, well, how did Olaf react, when he went to go save Anna, and he said, some people are worth melting for. That sacrificial love once again. And who didn't go, oh, when you whole face is drooping and you're like, oh, you're dying, no, don't die. And I think that's just a beautiful illustration for kids to really grasp is, oh, that's what love is.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, so it's like a lot of times we think of love, and even in some of the old fairy tales, it's always this male female like, oh, romance, the hills are alive kind of love, and we forget these other loves, like this friendship love that Olaf has, the sacrificial love, the oh golly, there was another kind. Yeah, just the physical love of of coming in for that warm hug, and so. Elizabeth, what do you think would be some good activities to help kids kind of like really drill into their minds these different kinds of love?
Yeah, there are these great themes of love throughout Frozen. And we just want to make sure anytime we're watching a film with our kids that we're capitalizing on the opportunity to talk through this with them. So, I mean, if you're working with, kids that are a little bit older, you can even just have a discussion, about like who demonstrated love in this film and how do you know that that was love? And if you're working with kids who either don't really like to express their emotions, or if you're working with younger kids, another thing you can do is you can even have them draw out a scene, like from this movie that expressed love, like that you saw genuine love there. Or if you're working with little kids, you can have them act it out, with 4-year-olds, to actually act out like, why don't you show mommy a scene that showed love? So just to get our kids thinking about this, because Frozen is such a great film for this, because as we've mentioned, so many other movies just talk about love in like the eros or romantic sense. And like, that's a great type of love. It's one of the types that God has created. But when we look at how God loves us, it's in that like agape, self-sacrificing love. And we see that throughout Frozen. So just some great opportunities for conversations through pictures, conversations through acting it out, some different activities you can do with your kids.
And I would add one more thing to that, and that's where someone who is telling you that they love you doesn't necessarily mean that they love you. Because if you look at how Kristoff was acting, not Chris, is it right? Kristoff? Hans was, I don't know, maybe my brain
you don't
is
like him, so you forgot his name.
Yeah, so the way Hans was acting, and they even had, what was the name of the song that him and Anna did together?
Love is an open door.
Love is an open door. And like, when you really think about that, it's like, no, love is not an open door. It's a closed door. It's saying that I choose you and not someone else. At least the kind of love that they were talking about. And it's also good to know that when someone says they love you, sometimes their actions later reveal that they didn't. And so you have to ask, was that real love or was that not real love? Because I think that's just as important for kids to recognize, is the real love versus the not real love.
And that love involves real knowledge of a person. Because when Kristoff and Anna are riding in the sled, he's like, you don't even know his last name. And she's like, yes, I do. Of the Southern Isles. Like, and real love requires knowledge of who is this person actually, and loving them for who they actually are, not who you want them to be or who you hope they are.
That is so good.
Asking them what they need for love and what they need to be shown love. It's very different. It's sort of like the love languages, and knowing like some people really find love in touch. And for our kids, for example, they're used to getting high fives from their teachers or hugs from their teachers every day. And they're not getting that right now with social distancing. We are that connection piece for them. And so recognizing like during the day, they might need some extra high fives that they wouldn't normally get from us. And filling that gap that they have right now for not being in school.
That's a good point of how like the immediate family right now, those are like kind of the only socially appropriate people to even like touch or hold hands or do anything with right now. So we need to be piling that on, because I know for me, physical touch is just like, we'll go for the 20 seconds, then I'll just be like, okay, I'm just going to stay here, snuggled up against John. And it releases chemicals. It releases oxytocin in your brain, all the kinds of things you need to help kind of calm down. This is actually how animal therapy works, is because just the touching the animals does release these chemicals, and it can make people who are having anxiety or sadness or depression or grief, it actually takes it down because it replaces it with good chemicals. So that's what we have for Movie Monday.
I think also...
Oh, one more thing.
Yeah. Oh, no, I was just thinking, even for older kids, I love how you guys pointed out the song that Anna and Hans sing, is because sometimes, especially when we start getting into teenage years, we think those superficial connections, we like the same things, or that, like, that's what love is. And I think that's a great, you mentioned that sign, this song. And I think, it's the younger kids are great to reach, but even the older kids can be reached too, is, okay, what actually is love? Is it these superficial things that is often pushed on them through teen movies and that sort, or is it something deeper? So just a little addendum.
Very good. excellent addendum. I heartily approve. See, y'all are all brilliant. This is why we came together. So thanks for sticking with us. We will be here again tomorrow for Training Tuesday, where we're going to talk about how do we kind of sacrificially love in a practical way. So we will see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Bye.